On a dark, seemingly uneventful night at sea on September 22nd, 1988, the entire crew manned their stations and conducted business as usual. But this night was anything but usual. One of its life's beautiful mysteries is that it can be quite unpredictable. On the waves of the sea in the depth of the night, a tiny flicker of light was detected. Do we investigate or do we stay the course? Call it fate, call it chance, or call it divine intervention. The decision was made to investigate the source of the light. We had no idea that we were about to embark on an event that would change lives forever. As we approached the flicker of light, we were shocked to find a boat containing refugees fleeing a communist nation in pursuit of freedom. They had been at the mercy of the sea, and now they were at our mercy. Humanity is a powerful thing. The story doesn't end there, though. One chapter ended that night for a family on board that boat. But a new chapter was about to begin. Here to share the rest of their story is the Tran family.
Thank you. So, just a little background. I will introduce my family. This is my sister, Tiff. This is my dad, Nelson, my mom, Tina, and I'm Tam. So today, on that fateful night, pretty much, I'm not sure if you guys know, the history of this, but on that fateful night, 27 years ago, 1 month and exactly 1 day, our family was drifted in the South China Sea, getting ready to die. And then that's when we met, by divine appointment from God. We met the Vincennes crew, and they rescued us. I truly believe in the saying, things happen for a reason. And today, I have to say, I'm very grateful, and we want to show you guys that when you guys rescue us, we want to prove that you guys made the right decision, because we contribute to the U.S., became a good citizen, and we live right, and we always be forever grateful. Sorry, I'm a little emotional seeing all my heroes tonight. So I guess, the day that you guys rescue us, you might wonder, who, why, where, when, and, how are these people, 26 people in South China Sea, trying to, leave their country and seek for freedom? I must say that out of 26 people, there are 6 of us, my family, my 2 brothers are not here today, but they hear the spirit. So on their behalf, we want to say thank you. And my dad wrote a little speech that I would like to read. So here it is. On my father's behalf, I would like to relay this message to the USS Vincennes crew members. It is a great honor to be here tonight. First and foremost, I sincerely thank Captain William Rogers and all the Vincennes crew members to have us here tonight. It has been a long journey of 27 years since the Vincennes crew rescued 26 lives from the China Sea, which included our family. We have been continuously searching for the Vincennes heroes, and thankfully we were able to connect through Facebook, and my sister can talk about that later, how we all connect after 27 years. I was a veteran for the South Vietnam, which was an ally of the United States of America. After the communists took over South Vietnam in April 1975, I was sent to the education camp by the communists for nearly 3 years. After my release, our family was mistreated by the communists. On September 5th, I decided to escape Vietnam in search of freedom on a small wooden boat, along with 26 people on board. Wow, even people celebrating now, there's actually a heartbeat that night, getting ready to die before the Vincennes, rescue us. On the first day of sailing, our boat engine broke down and we drifted for 17 days without food and water. We had to drink rain water to survive. During those 17 days, we have encountered countless number of ships, but no one came to the rescue. On that fateful night, with an approaching of severe thunderstorm, we were devastated, hopeless, and expect to die. After that moment, I asked my wife to dress my children up nicely and prepare to die. Gracefully, with a blessing from God, the Vincennes crew spotted us from far away. And from that moment on, we were given a second chance. And we are forever grateful by the Vincennes crew. And that we have, wholeheartedly, he said, "Dear Captain Rogers and all the Vincennes crew, we deeply appreciate your act of kindness and will forever be grateful for giving us a second chance to live in a dreamland that we risked our lives for. We are very proud to be a part of this great country, and thank you so much."
It is my honor to be here tonight, and everybody has a story of their life, and my story, a story of my life, begins in September 22nd, 1988. I always consider that I was reborn, was given a chance to live again. I was only 11 at the time, still a little kid, but I remember it very, very, very clearly. Most of people say you tend to remember the most beautiful times of your life and the worst memories, and that's how I remember. I spent 17 days in the sea. That was my worst nightmare. As I can recall every moment of it. We escaped from Vietnam on the 5th of September. I was young. My dad told me that we were looking for freedom. Don't tell anybody, don't say anything, just quiet. That night, he took the whole family into a tiny little boat, and then we started to escape Vietnam. Our boat broke down the first day, and then we encountered so many people, ships, that they ignored us. Some of them came and took all the gold, the money, in exchange for some fish and food and a little bit of water. But I believe that on the 4th and the 5th day, we ran out of water, and that's how reality hit. Okay? For me, as a little girl, I don't know what freedom is. I don't know what the better life is. I don't know anything why we escaped from Vietnam. Tiny little girl in a 33 feet boat, wooden boat, handmade. Okay? Surrounded me with a dark night, nothing else but sharks, water, just sea and sky. That's how I remember it. You look up, there's a sky. There's no birds flying around. If I remember probably one or two, looking down, there's sharks, whales. And that's how I was like, okay, where are we heading to? Are we gonna die? That's how death starts to register. But then along with other people, my dad continuously saying, don't worry, even though we're drifting, we're going to see more people, and they will come and rescue us. Day by day, 17 days went by, I guess, being hungry, being hopeless, did not understand why I was there. And that night, I remember my dad came into the cabin. My dad planned for that escape, so we were very fortunate that we stayed inside the cabin. That was one good thing about that. But my dad came inside the cabin and told my mom to get ready because he wouldn't think that we'd make it that night. I remember that, I couldn't move, but I hear him very clearly. He said, we have so much water inside the boat that night, and he said, we're hopeless. There's no way for me, I don't think we can make it. But he still kept his last hope by, I think he lighted up the fire, if I remember that correctly. That's kind of an SOS sign to tell the people that we're there in the ocean. And I remember that moment. thinking about an 11-year-old facing death, you probably think that person is scared to death. Scared. But I wasn't. I guess it's because I was so hopeless. So many days went by, accepting the death is there, and start to feel that, okay, it's kind of a good relief for all of us. We don't have to go through that anymore. And suddenly I heard my dad say, "Oh my gosh, somebody's coming over. We are finally rescued. I'm sure we are." And from far away, I remember I opened my eyes and I looked up, there's lights everywhere, and there's, if I remember that correctly, probably somebody on the speakerphone asking my dad, "Where are you going?" Or "Who are you?" Something like that. My dad, at that time, I remember he said the word Malaysia. Later on, I said, "Dad, what did you say that night?" He said, "I'm saying I'm going to Malaysia." Because our goal was set sail and go straight to Malaysia from where we were. And that ends my 17 days of my worst nightmare. Right after that, it was that miracle. You believe you go from hell straight to heaven? And that's how I felt that night. I remember every moment that little thing lifted us up one by one. I remember they say ladies and children first. And I remember when I was lifted up, looking back, my dad's still behind. And I said, "Please don't leave him behind." I pray every second. And I think he was one of the last people who came up. And I guess most of you don't know that moment of life. And like I said earlier, I repeated myself again, you go straight from hell to heaven. And that's how I felt at the moment. I know that everything is over. At that time, I didn't know what freedom is, but I know for sure I wasn't dying. And then the best memories of my life is the 2 days I was in the Vincennes. I told Chris about it, and I told Sean about it. Being a girl in a third world country, all I ate was fish and rice. Rarely meat. And all I drink was only water. So everything that 2 days was my first day. My first day eating gum, my first day eating candy, my first time eating chocolate. The best thing is orange juice, apple juice, and pineapple juice. And I remember I was 11 at the time. Every day there's a long line of sailors. Maybe one of you here stay in line to wait to come and visit us. And I love to see each one of you because you guys came in with candies in your hand, and all I want is candies. We spent 2.5 years in a refugee camp. Okay, I sent Chris all the pictures that I have on Facebook that how life was there. Looking back, I thought, oh my gosh, how did I live that life? We're so good over here, we have everything. And then you tend to forget where you came from. But when I'm looking back in the refugee camp, I was like, how did I sleep on the floor? How did I shower with salt water? No fresh water, it's limited fresh water. But at that time, believe it or not, that was another best time of my life. 2 years. After 2 years in a refugee camp, we came to Connecticut. And to answer you how we came to the Connecticut, we didn't have any relative here in the U.S. My dad, back in Vietnam, I think he fought against the communists and allied with South America. So the United States accepted him in as a veteran. So we came to the U.S. and we didn't have any relatives. So there is an organization, a church member who sponsored us came over. And again, we met Uncle Tom. He is one of the best men. The person had a great impact in my life too. He was the first American in the U.S. That took us in and treated us so well, giving us everything that we wanted it for. So after we lived there, all of us had to settle there for. My parents still live in Connecticut, but I moved to Georgia. I just want to let everybody know that for the past 27 years, like Timmy said, you have made the right decision. We went to school. We all graduated from college. I graduated from University of Connecticut. Well, my sister and my brother do. The two are not here. One is a business owner, the national owner. Myself is a business owner as well. My sister is a senior financial analyst, and my brother is an engineer. We stick with the goal why we're here because my dad only goal for his life, risking his life is for us to have a better education. Okay, and now standing here tonight, I understand what is the world of freedom. I told Chris about 15 years ago, I came back to Vietnam. I realized why we're here. I went back to the communist country, and I came back here, and I told my dad, I said, Dad, I finally realized what is freedom is, you know. And a lot of our kids these days may not knowing how lucky we are in this country, and how much freedom that we have. I have met many people in my life. They always came to me and said, Tiffany, well, between a full-time job, full-time mommy, mother too, I also work as a business owner. So I work pretty much 7 days a week. And people always ask me, Tiffany, why do you work that hard? And I said, that's because that's the goal what we're here today. We don't want to take things for granted. We appreciate the country. We have to please my dad. We have to pay to the people who rescued me, even though we haven't found any of you guys yet at the time. Again, I have lived my life, a very beautiful life in the U.S. I got everything that any person in the third world country would dream of. I have a beautiful family, I have a beautiful memories, and I do appreciate everything that you have done, all of you have done for us. Without you, we would not be here tonight.